إيه الأخبار يا شباب? How everything? Now we are going to solve 3060 called 3060 paper 1. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so this is paper 1 from the 3060. The first question here is integration. Integration, limited integration. Okay, so here we are going to integrate 2x to the power of 3 in terms of x, which is dx. Okay, so all what we do now is to differentiate it in the limits of 2 and -1, and the bigger number is up and the smaller number will be down. Then we substitute after integration, we substitute it with 2, then with -1. Okay, so here integrate, so make the power +1, so x to the power of 4, and make it divided by the power, so it is 2 here, it will be 2 over 4, here will be 2 over 4, which equal to half. Okay, so it will be equal to 1 over 2x to the power of 4. So in the first one, we're going to substitute dx with 2. So here it will be 2 all to the power of 4. 2 all to the power of 4 minus half. Okay, minus half. Then we're going to substitute it with -1. -1 all to the power of 4. Okay, then we're going to close the bracket, and here we're going to say that is 2 to the power of 4, 16, dividing by 2, which is 8, minus half, because anything to the power of 1 is equal to 1. This is 1. Okay, so the final answer will be 7.5, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, another question of integration. Here we have to rewrite it because here we have x outside the bracket, and we are going to multiply it by the 2x over to the power of 3, then another time multiply by 3x. Okay, let's get started. So here it's not limited, so don't forget we have a plus c by the end. Okay, so we are going to integrate. First of all, we are going to rewrite it, okay, as step number 1. Step number 1, we are going to rewrite it. Okay, so x multiplied by 2 over x cubic, so it will be 2 over x squared. Okay, then plus 3x multiplied by x, plus 3x multiplied by x, which is equal to plus 3x squared. Okay, and now we're going to put the integrate sign in terms of x. Okay, and now we're going to, here it will be 2x to the power -2, 2x to the power -2 plus 3x squared. Don't forget we have to completely rewrite it because here now we are going to integrate. How integrate? We are going to make the power +1, so -2 plus 1, which equal to -1, and here it will be to the power of 3, and here we're going to be divided by -1, and here it will be dividing by 3. Let's do it. Okay, so here it will be 2x to the power of -1 dividing by -1 plus 3x to the power of 3 dividing by 3, which is x cubic. Okay, and now it will be -2 over x plus x cubic plus C, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, number 2 here. Here he asked you that just we have here 2 to the power of x equal 1 over 16, and we're going to change this 16 to the power of 4, or make it 2 to the power of -4 and put it in the numerator. Okay, and here 3. Okay, let's get started. He needs the value of x plus y. X plus y. Okay, first we're going to say 2 to the power of x. It will be equal 2 to the power of -4, because we get this 16 up. Okay, we have to put a negative power. So x now equal to same base, same power. Okay, next here 3 to the power of y. So for sure we're going to make this line, it will be 3 to the power of 2 all to the power of 6, power over power, so we have to multiply the power, so it is 3 to the power of 12, same base, same power. So now the x minus will be -4 plus 12. It will be equal to, here it will be equal to plus 12. It should be equal to 8. And done. Let's see the next. Here in this question number B, he asked you to simplify. Please, please. You have to reduce the power, the root. You have to reduce the root. Don't leave the root big, okay? You have to reduce it. Okay, so let's see 18, how we can make it. So 18, I think it's root 2 multiplied by root 9. Is it 2 times 9? Then it will be times 2. The denominator is the root. This is the square root, okay? And 2 is, and the 5 will be a power, and the negative will be down. So it will be time, let's say 1 over root, the second root, okay, square root, 2 to the power of 5. Okay, and 2 to the power of 5, which equal to 32. Okay, let's make it here 1 over root 32. Root 32, we have to reduce it. Okay, so we have 32, and we have it, which is 4 times 8, and which will be root 4 multiplied by root 8. And root 8, we can reduce it to make it root 4 times 2. Okay, so it will be root 4 multiply root 4 multiply root 2. So it will be equal to, and we're going to change this. This will be equal to 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. So it is 1 over 4 root 2. And now we're going to say it. It is root 2 multiplied by root 9, which is 3, over 4 root 2. We already get it here, 4 root 2. Okay, so we're going to kick and kick. So the final answer, 3/4, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, guys, here is the trig questions, and here he gave you, he told you A is an angle between 0 and 90, okay? And it's given this tan A equal to K. So every tan we're going to kick it and make it K. Okay, so here we're going to say sec is a flip of the secant is a flip of the cosine. So it will be here K squared plus 1. So here in terms of K, so it will be K squared plus 1. Let's see the next here. 7 tan A, kick it, make it 7K. 7K. Okay, that's not negative. Okay, and 4 tan negative 8, let's make it negative 4 tan A, just to kick tan A and put it instead of it K. As I told you, every tan A we're going to kick it and make it minus 4K. So 7K minus 4K, which final answer 3K. Okay, let's see the next. And here, he asks you to find an expression in terms of A, for the smallest positive solution in degree of the equation. So here we're going to solve it. So tan 3K minus K equal to 0. So tan 3x will equal to K, and actually he told you that K equal to tan A because he needed in terms of A. In the first in I, he needed in terms of K. Now in terms of A. So I'm going to change this K to tan A. Okay. So tan 3A, here tan 3x will equal to tan A. So the 3x equal to A. So the x equal to A over 3, dividing by 3 in both sides, dividing by 3, kick. Okay, and here dividing by 3. So the x here equal A over 3 as the first solution. In the second solution, we have to add 180. So the final solution here we have two solutions. So the x equal A over 3 and the x equal 180 plus A over 3. And then let's see the next. Okay, here is this question is differentiation. And in this question, he asks you to give you an equation of the curve and he needs the differentiation of it. So to differentiate, we have to rewrite the equation again with powers. We have to kick this root and make it like a power. So it will be equal to 8x to the power negative half, where the 2 is a square root, is the root. Okay. The denominator is always the root, plus 2x to the power half, because again, the 2 here in the denominator is a square root. Okay. And now we can differentiate, get dy over dx. So dy over dx will be equal to, we are going to multiply this power by the 8. So 8 multiplied by negative half, which is negative 4. And subtract the power. So negative half minus 1, which is negative 3 out of 2. And here again, the half multiplied by the 2, which is equal to 1. we're not going to write it, plus x to the power minus 1, and here half minus 1, which equal to negative half. And now it's done. Okay, so negative 4 x to the power of negative 3 out of 2 plus here the x to the power of negative half. Done. Let's see the next. Find the coordinate of the stationary point on the curve, and the stationary point, remind you, with the derivative equal to 0. We already get the derivative and we're going to use it, okay? And now here we have, we're going to write the derivative, which was negative 4 x negative 3 out of 2 plus x to the power of negative half. We're going to make it equal to 0. And remember the stationary point, dy over dx equal to 0. So here we are going to factorize. Actually, we're going to factorize, okay? What are the smallest power here? Is it the negative 3 out of 2, or then here is negative 1.5 and here is negative half. So I'm going to take the x power negative half here. So outside, I'll take the x power negative half, which here it will be plus 1. Okay, and all that's equal to 0. And now we're going to divide. Here is negative 4, so it is negative 4 as it is. X, here negative 1.5. Dividing, which is minus negative half, minus minus, which is plus half. So 1.5, negative 1.5 plus half, which is equal to negative 1. Okay, and now we have two solutions. So the x to the power negative half. Here the x. One over root x, which is x power negative half, equal to 0, which means that the x equal to 0. And here the x minus 4x minus 4x plus 1. Here the x to the power negative 1 equal to 0. And here we're going to solve it. Minus 4 over x equal to negative 1, cross multiplication, negative x equal to negative 4, kick the negative to positive, so that now the x equal to 4. And the main part that you have to focus on it, when you get the value of the y, you have to substitute in the original one, not the derivative. Okay, so back to the original equation, up here, and we're going to substitute the x with 4. Okay, here is the original equation, not the derivative one, to get the point, the stationary point. Okay, we get it from the original. So 8 dividing by root 4, which is 2. So 8 dividing, so y here, it will be 8 dividing by 2, which equal to 4. And plus 2 multiplied by the x we get it with 4. So there is root 4, so it is 2 times 2. So it is 4 again. So 4 plus 4, which equal to 8. So the stationary point here, it will be equal x equal to 4, and the y will be equal to 8. So the stationary point he asked it about here, it will be equal to 4, 8. 4 in the x and 8 in the y, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, question number 5. Pascal triangle on the expansion. Here, find the ascending power of x, the first 3 terms in the expansion. Okay, so the first, multiply to the power of 6. Let's start it. So 2 to the power of 6. Let's see. This is a positive or negative sign? Negative. So this will be positive, then negative, then positive. Okay, 2 to the power of 6, 2 to the power of 5, 2 to the power of 4. Okay, remember 2 to the power of 6, which equal to 64, okay? To the power of 5, which equal to 32. And 2 to the power of 4, which equal to 16. Don't forget to merge the sign. Remember this positive, negative, positive, because he needed just the first 3 terms. Okay, next, the second term, as it is here. Remember that the coefficient of x, which is half, is powered, okay? Here to the power of 0, so we don't write anything here. Okay, so here x multiplied by x over 2. So here, when we kick the 2 here, it will be multiplied by x over 2, and here the 2, 32 dividing by 2. Don't make the numbers exaggerate, okay? So tiny the numbers, tiny, make it small, okay? So now it's 16x here, minus 16x actually. Don't forget to merge the sign. And here x over 2 all to the power of 1, we don't write it. And here x over 2. Don't forget the coefficient of x is powered. The coefficient of x is powered by 2. So it's now will be 4, the coefficient of x, okay, in the denominator x squared. So 16, don't make the numbers exaggerate. Dividing by 4, it's 4. Dividing by 4, it's 1. So the remainder here is positive 4 x squared. Let's move to Pascal. This already give it, and the power is 6. So the number of the first one is 6. So what we're going to do now, we're going to multiply by 6 here, by 6, and the next will be by 15. Okay, let's multiply. The first term, we'll leave it 64 as it is. The second term, it is 32 dividing by 2, which is 16, which is here is 16, multiplied by 6. 16 multiplied by 6 is equal to 96. So it's here, it will be 16x multiplied by 6, which equal to, here is 64 as it is. So here we have 60 for final answer, okay? Minus, remember to merge the sign, 96 x power 1 plus, here we have to multiply it by 15, and remainder is the 4. Remember the 4, number 4, 15, 15, 15, 15, 4, 15 is equal to 60 plus 60 x squared. Yeah, done. Okay, let's see the next. Okay, in this question, we have to complete the coefficient of x squared in the expansion of x plus 2 multiplied by 2 minus x over 2 all to the power of 6. So, we have to remember that we have a final answer of 64 here. We have an answer of a final answer here. Equal to 64 minus 96x plus 60x squared. We're going to multiply it by x plus 2. So here we have x plus 2. We're going to multiply it by 64 minus 96x plus 60x squared. Okay, then we are going to pick. We're going to pick the squared x and add them or subtract them. We're going to see. Okay, so let's pick the squared. So here, x multiplied by 64, which would give a coefficient of 1. Okay, so no need for it. And the x here multiplied by negative 96x, which is a coefficient of x squared. So let's multiply this by this. So it would give me 96x squared negative 96x squared, because here we have a positive sign. Okay. The 2 multiplied by the 60x squared, and the 2 multiplied by 60, which will be positive times positive equal positive, so 120 x squared. Here we have 120. Here is the coefficient will be equal to 120 minus 96, which equal to 24, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, question 6, probability. A and B are evens, okay, so that probability of A 0.6, B 0.35, and A intersect an image B, which is not B, so out of B is 0.85. And that is our clue here. So the A actually is equal to 0.6, 0.6, which we can make it 60. Just to subtract here, which is out of the A, out of the A, this means out of the A, out of all this, and out of the B, because the union, we take all the elements, okay? So it's out of A and out of B. We can write it here. We're going to write it here, which is 0.25. So 0.25. And actually here, so the remainder of the 1, 0.75 in both A and B, okay? And in just A, we have 0.6, and B, 0.35, which is 0.6 plus the 0.35, line up the DP. So here is 5, so it is 0.95. And actually, here we have 75, so there's the common will be the union here. So it will be 0.95, 75, 0.2. So actually here, the intersection here, it will be equal to 0.2 2. Remember that you have the rules, okay, in the formula sheet. So the remainder here, inside here, it will be 0.4 minus 0.2. So I'm going to subtract 0.2 from both. And here 0.2, which its remainder is 0.15. And then of this question. Okay, and here you need to calc B from A. Remember that here in the formula sheet, we have the rules of the probability. We already here, he give you the union. He give us the union. It will be A plus B minus the intersection. Okay, so if you need to know the intersection, we have to get the new union, which was, the union was 0. Here. So if you need to get the intersection, we have to get the union minus A plus B, which was 95, I think. Yes, we already calculate. Okay, and how to get the B from A? Here, the B from A. So to get the B from A, we have to get the intersection dividing by A. The intersection dividing by A. So the rules, you have it in the formula sheet. So we're going to get the intersection here. So to get B from A, we have to calc the intersection, which is already here, 0.2, the intersection dividing A, which is 0.6. Don't leave it in the DP formula. Here you have to make it 2 out of 6 or 1 out of 3. All are right and done. Now the property question already done. Okay, here he wants you to answer this question. Are A and B independent event? Are they independent? Of course not, because the B from A here not independent. As B from A not equal to A, to B, sorry, not equal to B. Okay, let's see the next. Okay, in this question, this is a arithmetic sequence. So we have a sequence. We have U1, U2, U3 is defined by U1 equal A. Okay, so the first term is A, and UN, which is the rule, equal to U n minus 1 before it, minus 3. So, given that for n equal more than 2, more than or equal to 2, okay. It's given that U4, the fourth term, will be 3 from the second term, okay. Find the value of it, okay. First of all, we have to say that is U4 here, which is equal to 2 from the third term minus 3, like the rule, okay? So 2 from the third term minus 3. And the third term here, I want to catch the second term, okay? Just to get like terms, okay? And the U3 here, it will be equal to 2 from 2, which is multiply 2 from the U from the second term minus 3. That is the third term, okay? So we can say that the fourth term, U4, will be equal to 2, okay, multiplied by 2 second term minus 3 close bracket, then minus 3. So we are going to merge, multiply here, the 2, multiply by 2, it will be 4. 4 from the second term, minus 6, minus 3 will be equal to, this is the first term, 3 from the second term. I mean 2. Okay. And here, negative 6 minus 3, it will be negative 9. And here we're going to make minus 3 from the second term. And here minus 3 from the second term. So the second term minus 9 equal to 0. Then the second term equal to 9. Okay. And here the fourth term, it will be 3 from 9, so it's 27. So the first, we don't know it, and the second will be equal to 9. And the third here, it will be 2 from the second term, which is 18 minus 3, which will be 15. And here, it will be 27. So it will be 2 times 15, which is 30 minus 3, or 3 times 9, which is 7. Both are because we have 2 rows for the second term. Okay, by the way, he needed, so we are going to make it inverse here. And instead of minus 3, plus 3, then it will be equal to 12. Then the 12 are going to divide it by 2 instead of multiply, so it will be 6. So now the first term will be 6, and just to check it, okay, if you need to check it, you're going to say here 2 multiplied by 6, which is 12, minus 3, which is 9, the second term. Okay, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, in this question, he asks you find the particular solution for the equation. The derivative of it is 3 equal to 3 plus 4 sine x, given that x equal to pi over 3 and y equal to 3. Okay, so we're going to integrate it. So we get the integration here of the 3 plus 4 sine x. So integrate of the 3, it will be 3x here in terms of x. Okay, plus the sine would be cosine minus 4 cosine x and plus c. It's not limited. Okay, and now we're going to get the value of c by substitute the x with pi over 3. So here 3 multiplied by pi over 3, we kick. You see, I simplify on by timing. As soon as I write, I simplify quickly. Okay, minus 4 cosine pi over 3, which is cosine 60, plus c, which equal to y, and y here is equal to 0. So cosine 60 actually it's equal to half. Okay, so here 4 multiplied by half, which is equal to 2. Okay, and here is plus c, and here is pi minus 2 plus c equal to 0. So now we're going to move here. So this 2, I'll make it here instead of minus 2. So now the c will be alone here, and I'll put here 2 first because it's a positive. I like to write the positive minus pi. So the particular solution for this equation, it would be 3x minus 4 cosine theta cosine pi over 3, and the c now is plus 2 minus pi, all this equal to y. Okay, and now this question done. Let's see the next. Yeah, here you don't have to substitute, so it is cosine x, not cosine pi. Okay, let's see the next. Okay, here he asks you to simplify. In this question, we're going to make minus 1, so n plus 1 multiply by n, then multiply by n minus 1 factorial. Okay, dividing by n minus 1 factorial. I keep it as it is, so I'm going to kick with n minus 1 factorial here. Okay, and n squared minus 1, we can make it positive, negative 1, n minus 1, and n plus 1, because we have to expand this bracket. Okay, and now we're going to kick the n plus 1 with the n plus 1, remainder the n over n minus 1, and done. Let's see the next. Okay, here we're going to find the value and simplify. So the first one here, it will be equal to 12 factorial dividing by 3 factorial, 9 factorial. So it will be 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 factorial, because I'm going to kick it with the 9 in the denominator, multiply by 9 factorial, multiply by 3 factorial. All this dividing by, the denominator will be 12 times 10. Now 12 times 11, 10. Then I'll stop by 9 because I'm going to kick also here the 9. Dividing by 9 factorial. So here I'm going to kick this will give us a denominator of 10 times 12, which is 120, 120 multiplied by 11, 120 multiplied by 11, I will put 120, then another 120. So by this way I make it easier. 0, 2, 3, 1. 1320. And here in the numerator, here this 3, I can change it to 3 times 2 times 1, dividing by 6. Dividing by 6, it's 2. So it is 2 times 11. Let's make it 10 times 1110. Double it, 220. And now we're going to have to simplify this because he said simplify your answer. So we're going to kick these zeros. Then 22, 132 dividing by 11. It's 2 dividing by 11. It's 12. And 2 out of 12. We can also simplify it by 2. It is 6 by 2. It's 1. And final answer 1 out of 6. Done. Let's see the next. Okay, question number 10. Here he asks you to sketch. And sketch, you have to give the y-intercept or the x-intercept or both, okay? Sometimes you don't have an x-intercept, sometimes you don't have a y-intercept. But you have to put the y with 0, then the x with 0, then give you the answer, and that is the sketch is. Okay, and of course, if there is a turning point in the curve. Okay, here we have y equal log 10, x minus 5. Okay, for sure, if you put here 0 instead of x, so we can say y equal to log 10, 0 minus 5. The log here will be negative, and this is rejected. Log negative 5 is rejected, so there is no here y-intercept. There is no y-intercept. So we're going to try by the x-intercept. So we're going to put the y with 0. Okay, and it must have a y-intercept here. If it doesn't have an x-intercept, it must have a y. If it doesn't have a y, it must have an x, okay? So here, instead of y, I put 0. So log 10 x minus 5. Okay, let's make this equal 0. X minus 5 is equal to 0. So 10 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So this means that's x minus 5 must equal to 1. So the x here will be plus 5 plus 5. Just to kick here the 5. So the 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. And now we can sketch it like this. Here we have 6 and 0. Okay. So here we have x-axis 6, y-axis 0. Okay. Give the equation of the asymptote. Here the asymptote will be x equal to the exact number before the 6, because here it has asymptote. So the equation will be x equal to 5. So you don't have to move after it. Okay. And I think that's done. Yeah. Let's see the next. Okay, question number 11, vectors. Here we have A, B, C are points with coordinate blah, blah, blah. Okay, angle ABC is equal to theta. Remember something here. When we have an angle, it said it's B here, so this is B, okay? So we have to say this is B, and that is maybe A, and that is C. Remember this, that is the direction of any angle from KJ. That is the direction of any angle, is right? And that is theta. So here we have to get the BA vector and the BC vector. Okay, and if we need to get the BA, we make the second minus the first. So the A minus the B, so it is 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. 1 minus negative 3, which is equal to 4. And 8 minus 1, which is equal to 7. And this will be the BA vector. And the BC vector will be C minus B here. The 3 minus 2. Here the 3 minus 2, which is 1. And negative 5 minus negative 3, which is negative 2. And 3 minus 1, it will be 2. Okay. To get the cosine theta, remember that he asked you to use a scalar product, which is a dot product or the scalar product. So we're going to make BA scalar product of BC dividing by the magnitude of both. The magnitude of BA multiply the magnitude of the BC. Okay. So if you need to multiply this, it has a special way to multiply it. So let's multiply together. We're going to say it's equal to. So we have 4, 4, 7 dot product or scalar product multiplied by 1, negative 2, and 2. Okay, so the first multiplied by the first, it will be 4. The second multiplied by the second, minus 6. And 7 multiplied by 2, which equal to 14. Add this all, and here minus 8. So it will be 18 minus 8, which is 10 in the numerator. And let's see, the denominator will be squared. 4 squared will be 16 plus 16 plus 49. It gives us root of 81. Root 81. Multiply here 1 multiply 1 squared 1, 2 negative 2 squared 4, and 4. 4, 4, 1, which is give us root 9. So here is 9 multiplied by 3, which gives us 27. And we did it. Then that is the final answer. The cosine theta, we get it in terms of A. Let's see the next. Okay, question 12. Here he wants to prove that the sine theta multiplied tan theta over 1 plus cosine theta equals secant minus 1. Okay, remember in the proof, remember most important rule, this is the sine theta square, and plus the cosine square theta equal to 1. So the sine will be 1 minus cosine, and the cosine will be 1 minus sine square, of course, okay? Here, I'm going to write sine theta and change the tan to sine multiplied by sine over cosine and write theta. Okay, here. And in the denominator, will be 1 plus cosine, 1 plus the cosine theta. Okay. Here I'm going to multiply numerator and denominator by cosine theta, just to kick this theta, cosine theta from here, and make it sine multiplied by sine, just to get this. Okay, and here I'm going to multiply by cosine theta. Okay, I don't do in the numerator, I do in the denominator. So here we have sine square theta, which equal to 1 minus cosine square theta. That's for the numerator. For the denominator, here we have the same cosine multiplied by 1 plus cosine theta. Yeah, don't forget here we have theta. Okay, here in the numerator, I'm going to change this squared to plus minus 1 plus cosine theta, this magical 1, multiply 1 minus cosine theta, just to kick the positive with a positive in the denominator. Okay, and now in the denominator I have cosine theta multiply by 1 plus cosine theta. So now I'm going to kick this positive. So remember 1 minus cosine theta over cosine theta. Remember this sharing denominator. So it is 1 over cosine theta. That is the inverse of the cosine, which is secant. Okay, minus cosine theta over cosine theta, which obviously this equal to 1, and this is the inverse of the cosine, which is secant, so it is secant theta minus 1, and we did it. We prove that is this equal to secant minus 1. Let's see the next. Okay, question number 13. Here in this question, vectors He asks you, does the line L1 has any equation? Actually, this is a symmetrical equation. So we say x minus 2 equal y plus 2, y plus 9 dividing by 3, z plus 3. All these are equal to the common number here. We can call it t or lambda or whatever you call it. So here, if you want to say direction, let's make it lambda. Okay. If you want to say it here, actually we just solve it for this. So we say x minus 2, say x minus 2, which equal to lambda, and we solve it in terms of lambda. So the x now equal to lambda plus 2. Okay. And the y also. The y here plus 9 equal to also to lambda. So we just say that the 3 lambda minus 9 equal to y. And for the z here, we also equal to lambda. And we say that the z here, it will be equal to 2 lambda plus 2 lambda minus 3. Okay. And here, we're going to take the coefficients, which here 1, 3, 2, and this is the direction of the line. 1, 3, and 2, and this will be the direction of the L1. Write the equation, which is very easy. We are going to take all this, 2 minus 9 minus 3, 2 minus 9 minus 3 plus lambda multiply by the direction 1, 3, 2. I'm going to show this L1 and L2 are not parallel. L2 has an equation also. This equation is symmetrical. So if they are parallel, they must have the same proportion when you multiply it. Okay, let's see this. So we have to get the direction of this x plus 5 minus 3. So we're going to solve it. We say that is x plus 5. The inverse will be equal to lambda. And we're going to solve it for the lambda. I say that is negative 3 lambda negative 3 and lambda minus 5, which equal to the x, and the y here also will be equal to z minus 8. Y doesn't have it, it has a 1, so y equal to 1, and then we just write lambda here. And here z minus 8 over 4 also equal to lambda. So we said that is 4 lambda, which equal to 4 lambda plus 8 equal to z. So here we're going to take the coefficient for the lambda here, which is the direction negative 3, 1, and 4. Negative 3, 1, and 4, which is not the same proportion or the same multiple of the direction of the L1, so they are not parallel. And we did it. Let's see the next. So here we have to take the two equations and write them like this of the two lines. Lambda plus 2 equal negative 3 mu minus 5. 3 lambda minus 9 equal mu, and 2 lambda minus 3 equal to 4 mu plus here 9. Okay, so here I just copy them, and here we have to multiply this by 3 just to kick the negative with a positive. So this will be 3 mu, and this will be 27, and this will be 3 times 3 will be 9. Then we're going to add them, so it will be here 10 lambda minus 27 plus 2 minus 25, which equal to kick this 3 with the 3, negative 5. And so now we have 10 lambda minus 25 equal to negative 5. Then we're going to move this here, so it'll be positive 25, positive 25. Then we're going to kick it, so the 10 lambda will be equal to 20. So the lambda here, it will be equal to 2, and for the mu it will be equal to negative 3. So actually they are not intersect and they are not parallel, but for sure they are scale. And done. Let's see the next. Here, question 14, the curve has equation y equal blah blah blah. I'll show that the gradient of the normal at the point P 2, 1 is set. Okay, so gradient mean dy over dx. So we're going to get the derivative, dy over dx here. First of all, we have to rewrite this, which is y will be equal to 1 multiply anything, it will equal to 1. So 2x minus 3 all to the power negative 3. Negative 3 out of 2. Okay, so here we're going to make it minus 1. Here minus 1. So we're going to get this negative 3 out of 2, the bracket, 2x minus 3 all to the power here it will be 5 out of 2. Okay, multiply by the 2, so we're going to take this, so it's equal to negative b 2x, and for x equal to 2, so make it 2 multiplied by 2 minus 3 would give us here all to the power negative 5 out of 2. So here 2 multiplied by 1, which is 2 minus 3, which is negative 1 to the power negative 5 to the power negative 5 under the square root. So it is negative 1 negative power, odd power, so it will be equal to negative 1 here. All of this is multiplying by negative 3, so it's negative 3 multiplying negative 1, which equal to 3. So at the point x equals 0, so the gradient of the normal will be flipped here. Yeah. Flipped, it will be, yes, it will be negative here. So it will be 1 out of 3. And that is the gradient of the normal, okay? Same for that normal. And find the normal P intersect the x-axis at Q, find the coordinate of Q. So that's the normal. Let's make it. So here we're going to write the y minus 1 over the x minus 2 equal to 1 out of 3, just to get the equation of the line. So we have here x minus 2 would be equal to 3y minus 3. So here at yes, intersect the x-axis. So when any point intersect the x-axis, so the y equals 0. Okay, so we can take off this and put instead of it 0. So it will be x equal to 2 minus 3, which equal to negative 1. So the point would be negative 1 and intersect the x-axis, so the y equals 0. And we did it. See the next.